So, welcome back. I am playing with UP Luffy into Y Luffy here, and this is a really, I would say, favorable matchup for UP Luffy. It doesn't matter if you go first, second. I think any way you turn it, it's favorable. Fundamentally because his big drop, this 7 cost Robin, can be Mihawked away, right? And he just loses a lot of tempo that way because he invests a lot of Don to theoretically heal up, but actually not establish a body. So Akuma most likely would be better, but it's then again a smaller swinger. They do try to always play the Nico Robin out, and the Nico Robin can just be Mihawked away. So that's always just a favorable matchup. I won dice roll here. I chose to go second. I like to go second, even though I know his curve is pretty good at going first, because my counting goes always this way. On 3 Dawn, he'll attach one, swing 6, or attach all three, swing 8, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I take that life anyways because I want to go down to 2 life, so his Nami doesn't have any value, right? Um, and then on 5 he plays Nami, has no value, gets 1 down attached. I can 1k out of that 6 quest swing. Then he goes into 7 Dawn, right? And 7 Dawn he plays the Nico Robin, which then gets me hawked away by me. And overall I am in my late game basically, and he at best has 1 body out if nothing triggered out. So I like to take second. That's how I play with it. I mulligan this hand. It's a pretty good hand, which I got off mulligan. It's a gear 3 I got in here. Gear 2, I got a Bonclay. I have my Mihawk in there as well. So I played Yotama out to see if I can draw, just to get through the deck. It is really important in UP Luffy to get through the deck because you'll see, like, very often you do lead ability and you don't have the pieces that you have to. That's why I just aggressively always Otama stuff out of it. So here I just get rid of the red rock because it's a brick in hand, and I think I pulled the 1k out of it. You'll see now why Luffy doing exactly what I talked to you about, right? He'll go, look, he'll attach 1. I assumed first he'll go 8, but okay, whatever. He'll leave 2 open for the dragon event. He'll go 6. I'll take, right? I'm gonna fast forward this. Yeah, I'll just take. What I get? Let's see what I get out of it. Nope, I do not. Anyways, it's a 1k. Yeah, I got a 1k of life. So if he does next turn his Nami play, he gets no value on the Nami play, and I can use the 1k to just counter out of it. Here we go. I'm on 4 Don now. Um, this is a pretty simple way of going it. Theoretically, um, you don't want to be swinging into Luffy at this stage because you don't want to be giving him the free dragon. And after this, if he doesn't have, there's not actually really another spot where he can dragon, right? So at this stage, he has got to play the Nami, then he's got to play the Robin, he's got to play the Bonnie. So there's no way to really dragon at this, right? You can see he has it in hand. There's no way he can really dragon afterwards, so it just becomes a brick in his hand. So you don't want to be swinging into him, right? I established my Bonclay. There's no way for him to remove anything at that stage unless he plays the Rocket Nami. But we are in EB03 here, so he doesn't have that in there. He plays the Nami out. You can see that he gets no value of my life because I just took that one and then just 1k out of it with the Nami. So with the Bonclay, I just 1k out of that's what I got of life, even though I think I had another one in hand. But now look at the board state. We are looking actually pretty healthy. We're looking pretty good. Um, I'm gonna ramp one more time here, I believe. What am I on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on 7 now. So here is now a moment. If I had the Big Mom in hand, right? If I had the new EB02 Big Mom in hand, you can see going second. This is exactly the spot where you play her. This is the spot where you play the Big Mom, and then you just ramp one up, and then you establish another body. It's a pretty good play, but that is the only play. That's the only place where you can really, really play her out, right? I don't have her in hand, unfortunately, even though I play 3 of her, right? I play another Bonclay, establish another threat, because again, he doesn't run the shoot Nami, because there's just no space, right? What do I do here? Just swing 6, test the water. And I know I could have attached Don to swing 7, but he almost auto takes the first one from 6 going down. I get very unlucky here because he triggers out a Kiku. That is literally the worst trigger he can possibly have. Like, triggering Kikus out is the worst thing. That is super lucky that he got it there. It's really not nice, and you'll see that within. I really wanted him to take it so I could putting his hand away. He was on 6 cards. It's not the greatest putting. It's still -1 in hand, so whatever. Let's get it out there. I really wanted him to take it to go up to 7 cards in hand. And if it wasn't a Kiku, he probably would have taken it, and I would have just putting him on 7 away. That was my plan, basically. When he did trigger it out, I just did it anyways. Oop. And I think, I don't remember. I don't remember if he searched. No, he didn't do any searches. Right, he didn't do any searches. Anyways, the thing is now my game plan changes a little bit because the Kiko is there. Now I tend to go for board. Even though she will poop out another character, she will heal him up. I just tend to control the board, even if it heals him up to infinity. I still tend to control the board out because it's not good having too many characters out, and he keeps getting chip swings in, right? So you'll see now. I'm gonna get into a situation where, yes, he actually I'm putting him into a Robin. He didn't have that one before, but it's what it is. As you see, if he plays the Robin out, he cannot swing with his character. So that's why I like taking second. Even if he gets his curve, he still cannot play. He cannot swing with the character then. Might be right, might be wrong. It's just the way I play it. Also, my UP Luffy is iced out. It's just the only that it's the only cards which I have in AA. So I take the first 6, right? Because I know he's gonna play it out. So I know I'm gonna have to defend another 6, which I can't. So now he gets a 1k, 2k from me because I don't have any more counter in hand. Since I played out the pudding, there was an argument to be made to keep the pudding out in 2 1k and just count out of both of those swings. That would have been an option. I wanted to get it more out of his hand because now he is, I believe, down to 5 again. Right? He should be down to 5. Down to 5. And it's looking like he's establishing board, right? But I will be going aggressively for his board, and I have, I believe, a Mihawk in hand. Was it a Sanji in hand? Yes, I see Mihawk right there. I see Mihawk right there. I see the Linden, which is now useless at that stage. Um, and I cannot actually take anything of the leader ability. That is really interesting. I cannot take anything of the leader ability. That happens more often than not, but it's not the end of the world if that happens because you're meant to draw once anyways only. If you do twice, that's great. Anyways, you can see this is really important right now. I'm gonna return back. Look at this. So I put It's to Die For on top. I want to put It's to Die For on top because I have in my hand, I think I'll put it down. In my hand, I don't have actually a card to kick with Giant, right? So if I do my Night on play here, right? If I do my Night on play here, I can't actually see my hand really good here. I gotta fix that. Anyways, I have a Giant in hand, and I need a card which I can kick for a Giant cycle, right? So this is why it's important to keep It's to Die For. That's why I took the It's to Die For and not the counter. There was a 1k counter which I could have taken, but I took the It's to Die For because I just wanted to be able to kick something with the Giant, right? Anyways, he's about, before I do my play, obviously I don't want to show him what I'm doing, so I'm going 6 into the Nami first, because I go into the Nami first, because the Kiko he'll let go most likely, and if he lets it go, he goes up to 7. But if he lets go of the Nami, if he plays another Nami, first of all, he gets no value, and then it gets attached to him. But also very often, while Luffy doesn't actually have another 6k body, right? So sometimes he just has like a Jinbu in hand, or like a blocker Robin or something like that. So that's actually always a really good situation. So I wanna see what he poops out. Maybe I get lucky and he just poops out a 5k instead of a 6, and I get super unlucky. He poops out a Kiku. I'm like, damn, alright, bro. Um, anyways, so now I go I go very aggressively for the Kiku now. Um, go with make the Bonkle an 8, go for the Kiku. He has, not that many cards in hand. He's most likely gonna let it go and heal up to 7. That's not enough the world because I'm gonna take that 7th life. And now we have already seen 2 Kikus. So that's the situation. We've already seen 2 Kikus. I'm actually not that concerned on getting another one out of trigger because he actually already played 2 out. I mean, what are the chances of like more Kikus being here in life, right? I think this is a misplay that I first swing. Oh no, I thought I was gonna swing. I was gonna play my Night on play, and then I realized that, oh no no no, I don't want to telegraph my moves, and I play, yeah, and I start attacking with the Bonkle instead. The Bonkle, He takes the Sanji into hand. He could have triggered that one out, but then he realizes that if he takes the Sanji in hand, he loses counter in hand, and there's, the Sanji's actually, you need to attach Don for him to do anything, right? So that's why he probably takes it. Anyways, then I do my Sanji play, Sanji into Mihawk, Mihawk the Robin away. I think it may have been not the best idea to swing the Bonclay because I'm about to lose both of them, and it's actually always good to have at least one Bonclay to be able to swing into like 10 when the Rush Bonnie comes. But I was like, okay, I gotta get through these 7 lives, so let's fuck it, let's just go for it. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to get through those at that stage. I have one open. My hand is growing. I'm okay with that. My hand is growing. I know I have to at least counter twice here, and I'm definitely gonna giant most likely once because I want to get through the deck. I think I'm not 100% sure actually at this stage because I don't see my hand. I wish I gotta be able to show. I gotta in the future I'll record it so I can see my hand more. But I think I have another Senji in here or another Mihawk. I'm actually not sure. But anyways, I know I can counter this, and I don't want to go down to 0 life. So he lets it go. He takes both my Bonclays that defends that. He's looking for the Bonnie, right? He's looking for the Bonnie. He doesn't have the Bonnie in hand, otherwise he would have just played it out. And there she is. And I will do a misplay after here, after this round. Um, I'll show everybody later. Actually, what's he doing? He's not playing the Bonnie out. He's playing another Nico Robin. All right. So at this stage, I think it would have been smarter to just pick out the Bonnie, right? But okay, he plays out the Nico Robin. I luckily have another Mihawk on top. I remember that. I'm looking at the top 5. I know already my Mihawk is right there. Yup, and I have also the Asia Mihawk. Fantastic. I take another Giant because it's the only card I can really take. Everything else is not a Straw Hat. I take Counter because I now have something to kick for Giant. Right, I take the Counter. Um, and now I'm going to go for the Kiku because I don't want to be having to defend too many of them. Right, I'm going to go for the Kiku. He has Counter in hand. But I think he just lets it go because he wants to go up in life again. And then there we go. He's going up to 7 life. I play my Sanji out. Mihawk. This is the 60 Mihawk. Thank you, Gohan Wrong, for that. And then the bunny, the Nico Robin is gone, right? And now look at our board state. Look at the board state. We have 4 9Ks, a pudding, and obviously our leader. I mean, that is just fantastic. That is such he has got nothing on board. He's got nothing on board because he didn't play the bunny out last turn, and he would have gotten me down to 0 life. Anyways, he takes the 9. He'll take the second 9. No trigger. No trigger. And then you know how people saying, oh, yeah, what if he triggers everything out? Look at that. He's not triggering anything at the moment. But he was on 8 life, so I'm just trying to chew through that. And I understand that next round he is not dying. Next round he is not dying because I need too many swings to get through him to him. And this was also my only pudding. I know that as well. I know that is my only pudding. So there's, I'm just gonna have to start swinging. There's at least 2 more rounds to play. This is really important. You always think about how many rounds you have left to play. So I can, telling you that I'm still have 2 more rounds to play. Anyways, he'll do some, he'll go 6 and then Bonnie, and this is where I do my misplay. I misplay right here. Let's skip forward. He'll swing 6 and I 1k out. You see? I swing 6 and I 1k out. I should have not done that. I should have just taken the life because he's gonna play the bunny out anyway, so I have to take it anyways and still counter out of it, right? I could have used this 1k with the giant, use the giant, go up to 10 plus 1k, go 11, right? And this way I would have one more card in hand, right? Now I have to take this on life, and I'm realizing at this moment right here, oh shit, that was a misplay, right? This was a misplay. Now I've lost one card in hand because now I gotta do the giant and still throw one card out, right? So I hope you all understand, right? When he swung 6, I should have just taken it because I gotta auto take the life anyways on the bunny and then defend. Here's our It's Die For goes, right? I draw my bricks okay out of it, and you see how bad this is. You see how one tiny mistake makes everything worse because now I have to actually drop my Nami. And Nami is really important in this matchup because you need to put very often blockers down. Right here, this would have been a great spot next turn to just put a blocker down, draw an infinite amount of cards, put infinite amount of bricks back onto the bottom, and then defend one swing, right? So that would have been just a good play, but I can't because I need that 1k because I threw the other 1k out, right? So that's really important. You can see top 6. I'm looking at it up and I see a red rock. I see a red rock. I know. I know I'm red rocking this fucking bunny into oblivion now, right? I'm red rocking this bunny into oblivion. Just thinking about how I'm gonna go about this. Because I don't need to play anything out, and I also, what do I see? I see 2k, take the 2k, draw the red rock. Probably should have shown him the red rock and not the 2k. I should have shown him the red rock, not the 2k. That was a misplay again, but here we are, right? I think, I don't know why I didn't show it to him. Anyway, see, I'm going 6 life. He's taking it because he wants to trigger shit out. And he's drawing a Robin of life, no trigger. I'll go 9 again. Right, I'll go 9. Just chewing through these life now. He has a Jinbei. He could trigger out, but the Jinbei is useless because it's a 5k, right? And if I make myself an 8 as well, that'll be even worse for him. So he just takes him rather as a 2k in hand, goes down to 4 life, right? I'm just calculating out if I'm attaching Don to the pudding, right? I'm just calculating now, will I attach Don to the pudding? I see him go down again. What do we have? He takes still no trigger. Still no trigger. Look at that, right? Now I'm attaching 10 because I'm really pushing for life. I'm really pushing his life right now. I don't want him to counter out too easily. So I'm really pushing for the life. I know if I attach it to the pudding, it'd be too easy to counter out, right? So I'm attaching it to the bigger bodies to make it even bigger swings because I really want him to take the life down, right? I'm gonna go another one down because you really want to go down with Luffy. You want to go down because there's too many trigger stuff that he can take. Oh, he drew the unblockable event. I know that he can have unblockable. I know that, but still, drawing Nami infinite counter and having it up for events is actually enough to always get out of the unblockable, right? So, I red rock the. Oh, here we go. I red rock the bunny away. He's a little angry about that. But there we are. Still no board. You see, why Luffy has no board, no tempo against us. And I am on 0 life. But I am okay being on 0 life because I did the maths and I have enough counter um, for a all-in attack, right? So, and his unblockable is useless because he doesn't need to do that, right? I have a blocker here. There's no need for me to do anything. I know I have one giant and I have a 2k and I have a 3 plus 3k and then 1k is there as well. So makes me a 10 plus a gear 2 will make me 13 plus 2k will make me 15 plus another 1k I'll be 16. So if he goes 15 lead, I'll just counter out of it, right? And then the last sequence of it will be super interesting. The last sequence will be really, really interesting, and I'll show you exactly why. So you see he'll go 15, right? I'll go minus, Don minus 2, do the giant, kick a brick, right? Don't need another Sanji. Look how much fucking our board is stacked, right? Draw 2, I see counter. This was my 1k which I needed, which I knew I had there. Then I go with gear 3, gear 2. This will make me 13, this will make me a 15, and this will make me a 16, right? There we go. So I counted out of that all-in swing. I knew this. I was able to do that. And then I go top 3, look at the life, and he has really, really, really massive hands. So it's not so guaranteed that we get through this one, by the way. Anyways, I take another giant, and I take this giant for a reason. I take this giant for a reason, take another counter in hand, because if I don't get through for whatever fucking reason, and he triggers out blockers, and he triggers out like the 0 cost event, even though he has it in hand here, but I don't know that, right? If for whatever reason I don't get through, right, I can always play a Roger out and take another full K into another 50 into face. So that is my thinking right now here, right? I've already drawn. Yeah, I realize I've already drawn. Anyways, I know that like if he goes 15, I will not start attaching Don because, and I know it looks weird because technically should be mapping out the lethal. But he has like his hand size was like ludicrous, like 12 or something like that. And what I didn't want was I didn't want stuff to happen, you know, back to back zero costs, back to back blocker, whatever the fuck can come out of this last life. What I really wanted was I wanted to have my in case something happens, I can still do a Roger, make myself an 8k, and then out of 15 still giant, and then like just for my counter down to be able to get out of 15 anyways, right? So he'll start dropping counter now. There was 9. They'll give him make him an 8. I need the 2k. There's another 2k. Right, I'll go 9 again. He'll counter out again. I'll go 9 again. He'll counter out again. Look how many cards he's losing. But yes, I'll go 9 again. Right, and he takes it, and it's a blocker. Look, do you see what I mean? It's a blocker. So I don't have Usahachi in hand, unfortunately. I don't have Usahachi in hand because I needed it. You see there, it's in my life. You see there, it's in my. You see there, it's in my life, and um, that's why I didn't have the Usahachi anymore in hand. I should have probably kept it and threw down 2 1Ks. And I don't know if I had actually enough for that. Anyways, I don't have another Usahachi to play it out at this stage because I would have otherwise played Usahachi and then just attached everything in. Swung for life. I think he's in 3 cards in hand. He's on 3 cards in hand, and I'm like, okay, he gave me a bunch of 2Ks, gave me a bunch of zero cost events, and I'm like, okay, what I need is probably 10-10, and I should be okay. Right, and I have that. I have 10-10 because I can go 4-4, 4-6-6. And what I'm doing here now is I'm going attaching 4 first. I'm attaching 4 first, and swinging 10, and then I'm just swinging another 10. Yeah, because I know at this stage I really kind of have it. He only really wins if he has 3 more 2Ks. Like, he needs 3 2Ks, right? He'll not have another 3 2Ks after dropping everything he had. So I'm attaching. It's not. I probably wouldn't call it guaranteed lethal, but I was guaranteed enough in my head. So I go 10. He blocks. I go 10 again, and it's just 2 1Ks and nothing. There we go. Right. So that's how I beat Luffy. It was in the end a little closer than I'd like it to be, but it's a really, really good matchup. I hope you guys learned anything. Let me know if you liked it in the comments. Like and subscribe. Peace.